Finley, we are sitting in the Largo studio remote version, aka Reflections Tower 2, level 14.
Yeah.
How you feeling, mate? 2 really big days for you.
Couple of big ones, mate. As you can tell by the husky tone in the voice, which may come across quite well for audio files in the listener base. Maybe a little bit more depth to the voice this time, but yeah, it's been a couple of big days. Mostly just celebrating Connor's second place, which we will get to. There's a lot to talk about there, but
lots to get through.
Yeah, mate, I found myself at a very niche function last night with close friends and families and pro surfers the like involved, which was cool. It's rubbing shoulders with some of your heroes and some of your mates, and just being involved in it all is a really cool experience. We found ourselves in the top level of the Rainbow Bay Hotel.
Rainbow Bay Surfy, yep.
Surf
Club.
Sorry. And it was a lock-in scenario, so basically cleared everyone out.
Doors closed, blinds down.
Yeah, well, no, so what happened was they cleared, so everyone was let in, everyone could be in there, and then they went, at a certain time, they went, all right, Connor, Ethan, stand at the door, or whatever, and just pick who you want to stay, and everyone else you don't know, they can go. So
that's unreal.
We just full disclosure, I was in the pokies. Eli rang me and went, mate, you need to get out because they're doing they're about to do a lockout, and if you're not in the doorway and Connor doesn't see you, you're gonna get kicked. So I was like, all right, crap. Got up, got out of there straight away, and I walked to the door, and I was the last one they let in. So I was very happy.
Wow.
And then we ended up with sitting there for a bit, not a whole lot going on, and then you just see a little bit of shuffling going on inside, tables being moved, and a DJ setup starting to arrive, and it went from there. It was a pretty good night. It was pretty sick.
Yep. And if you're wondering what I did, I was fast asleep. All honestly, fast asleep.
Why? Tell everyone why you were fast asleep.
Okay, so as we're recording this is Tuesday. Was that Sunday night?
Yeah, first night.
Sunday night. We checked in at about 4:30, which is about sunset time. So when you check into a place on the 14th level of a nice hotel, sunset time, there's a cube of mangoes in the fridge. I was kind of a bit excited.
And not the fruit variety.
No, not the fruit variety. The one that
4X golds
gives you an absolute hangover. And speaking of that, I have been off the piss for about 5 months, almost 5 months. And I think I had 5 months worth of alcohol in one night. Yeah. It started pretty good. We went down to Ethan's Stab in the Dark episode 3 viewing.
Yeah.
And there was free refreshments there. So I was like, oh, well, yeah. And all the boys from work at Billabong were there, ex-employees of mine. So I was like, oh, I'm just going to chat with the boys and, have a few beers. Then we walked home, heard some music from Kira Beach House, I think it is.
Sure.
I think that's the establishment. And, oh, man, that's where the wheels fell off. Straight into some shots. Thank you to everyone who came and said hello.
Yeah.
Said that they're listening and whatnot. We had a fair few crew come up and say that they're liking what we're doing. And that just, that puts air in your tyres. So big thanks to everyone who did that.
First, a few drinkies purchased for us as well, which was...
There was 1 or 2 of the lads shouted the boys. So
shout out to you.
Big props to you guys. I probably should have said no at that point because, like I said, off the beers for 5 months and then into shots of vodka, shots of tequila, vodka lime sodas coming out the rear end. So, yeah, we had a big one that night. Finished up at about 1:30-ish.
No, me finished up at 3 because I ordered Uber Eats. I wanted McDonald's and thought it was going to take half an hour. It took an hour and a half. So I think I got to bed at 3 because I was waiting for my Maccas for a long time. But
so I woke up, we went downstairs, got an acai bowl. Next thing I know, I'm back in the Dunny bowl, spewing, and the acai is splashing back up on my face.
Purple spray back.
It looked like I'd been shat on by a fucking purple monster.
Barney the dinosaur.
I don't know like about everyone else, but when I start vomiting, I get the sweats, and I was just like questioning my life choices at that point. And I actually knew that we were going to have a big day ahead. Like we were supposed to get interviews and shit, and I was pretty much mute.
You were angry too.
I was a little bit angry. Okay. I think I was angry because I could have just had a night where you just sit on a couple and let it go and stay out quite late, but just sit on a couple and get like one with water, one without. There's like a soda water.
Yeah.
And no one would fucking know.
No.
And I just went full turbo. So the next day I get the scaries when you see people like running and jogging and having a coffee, walking the dog. It's a beautiful day. The waves were cooking. Those thoughts come in. You're like, I'm fucking blowing it. Yeah. So apologies if I seemed a little off on finals day at the comp. But yeah, when we'll get into it. But when Connor started to make a few heats, I did reluctantly crack a tin.
I saw the mango come back out.
Yeah, I kicked off again, but it didn't eventuate. Is the end of that story. But let's jump into it, eh?
Yeah, let's get into it.
That was a fucking wild event.
Absolutely.
The winner here is obviously Ethan Ewing. Stoked that he won.
Yeah.
But the real winner is surfing. And it's so fucking cliche, I hate saying it, but that is single-handedly the best surf event I've ever been to since I can remember coming up here when it was, the Quickie Pro sponsored by LG and Land Rover and all those huge companies like Panasonic and things, and they used to throw so much money at it. It felt like that, if not better.
Yeah.
The atmosphere at this event was just, I don't know, I think it's unmatched. I don't think anywhere else, maybe Brazil.
Binzi, I chatted to Binzi out in the surf this morning, summed it up pretty well. He said there was Saquarema, but with good waves, essentially. That was basically how he put it, and it's... that's how I've never been to Saquarema or anywhere in Brazil, but that was magic down there yesterday. It's
if the WSL right now, I'm sure they're hung over to the batshit right now. All the work crew, because they deserve to have a few. They need to do a SWOT analysis, which is a strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats analysis, and just go again for the next 10 years. Just rinse and repeat.
Yeah,
that is, like I said, best event. They just need to take what worked out of that and keep doing it.
Yeah, it was incredible.
There wasn't even that many things that didn't work.
No.
Like they picked the eyes out of the window. They ran 4 consecutive days, which is absolutely rare.
Yeah.
And they got good waves for it.
Yes. Yeah, it was pumping. Got a question for you as well. How does Bonsoy overwrite Quicksilver's hold on this event?
They can try.
I've been calling it the Quicksilver Pro all weekend, and it's not.
I tell you what, people call it the Quicksilver Pro, but no one goes, oh hey, it's the Bonsoy fucking brew, whatever.
No one
Everyone runs with it. So that tells me that consciously, I said this last time. What's it called? Subconsciously. I need to put sub in there. Everyone subconsciously.
Everyone subscribe to the podcast as well.
Sub.
But yeah, it does have a bit of a grip on this event. Quicksilver would be laughing at that, just going, how good's this? Free marketing for the rest.
I spoke to Griffo about it. I said, can you make this the Quickie Pro again?
Yeah.
I don't think they are, but...
They don't need to.
Can only hope. Yeah, I know. They don't
they actually don't need to. But yeah, let's get into action. This is a rare event where we're going to have to... we get to cover the entire event because we haven't talked about it at all. There's no been midweek previews and things like that. It's been go the entire time.
And when you're at home, like you're sitting on the couch, like sometimes, I don't know about you, like I'm sitting on the couch with a coffee or whatever, and you're doing notes as it goes. We were just indulging. So I don't actually remember. I watched most of these heats, but I don't remember like key points out of them.
Well, the quarterfinals onwards we were there for, but everything before that, there's a few, and everything before that was watched online by us. Although you did have a couple of days up there prior to me. I was working over the weekend, but I
did come up one extra day.
Yeah,
and did a little bit of content.
Yeah,
got the boys asking some. We asked Philippe Toledo if he knows what gas we breathe. He got it right.
He did.
Check out our socials if you don't know what I'm talking about.
He got it right. You also had...
Lukey T got it right.
Yep. A few other interviews that won't make the gram because they were feral.
There was a couple MA 15 plus interviews kill one, marry one, fuck one surfers that obviously two surfers would be frothing.
Yeah.
One surfer would not
so happy.
be not too frothing on that. So it might make it one day, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe
And
not for
then
now.
another interview in which we'll get to that because that was actually before I got up there on the
get
Sunday.
into it. Just get into it.
Well, the interview that you did with Sammy Pupo.
I cannot fucking believe that happened. I had Sammy Pupo down on the glass on the beach in front of it felt like 2,000 people staring at me. And I just kind of interviewed him and dived into what it's like to have a brother on tour. What does it look like in the lead up? Because they had a day where they didn't run, so they knew that they were going to surf. No, sorry, they had a day where they didn't run the guys.
Yeah.
Well, most of the day they didn't run the guys. So he had most of the day, to think about.
Yes.
That he had that heat.
Yes.
Fucking
With his brother.
brain is not working too
That's
well.
okay.
People can probably tell. So I kind of dived into that and I said, what are you guys doing? Do you stay at separate places? What's it feel like to surf against your brother? I asked him a question there's 10 seconds to go. You've got priority, takes off and he's in the barrel. Are you burning him? And he's like, yep. But he was like, yes, but fuck, it hurts because I owe everything to him.
Yeah.
So such a good interview. And then we finished the interview. I run over, get the phone, have a look. Microphone not working.
Yes.
Just audio of just nothing. Just people screaming. They were doing a microphone check skegs in the background.
Yeah.
None of the juicy stuff I wanted was on there.
So you basically just had a really good chat with Sammy.
I just had a great chat with Sammy,
Unreal.
which I cherish,
Yeah.
but I can't show or explain it show the listeners what was said.
Nearly reduced to tears at one point as well.
It honestly looked like he was getting pretty teary because the sun was setting. He just fucking ripped his heat.
Yeah.
And he was just loving life. And yeah, unfortunately, I don't think we'll be able to resurrect the audio out of that.
No, that's all right. I don't even get to hear it either, which is a shame. But yeah. All right, let's get into day one of action. Obviously, we ran from post to post, essentially. It was go to go. Round one of the men's, they started out in the waves every day. This event were fairly similar, maybe a little bit smaller on the first day or so, but across the board, conditions wise, it was highly contestable. Yeah. Good swell, 3 to 4 foot range, all event offshore.
Fuck, they needed it too because the last two events, there was one good day at Margie's, but they were tough.
Yeah,
and the forecast was always looking good for this.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad it delivered. I'm so glad it didn't just taper away into nothing or kind of grind through a day.
Yeah.
And then it sucks when the athletes you want to see are just kind of have to go out and surf shit waves.
Yeah.
Which we saw at 2 events already, Bells and Marks. So waves for this. Pretty well postcard looking waves.
Yeah.
The highlight reels coming out for weeks for sure.
Yeah. As good as you can really imagine for a comp in terms of equal opportunity and having a fair share of waves. And we got into round one straight away, probably, and not a bad thing in any way at all, but this was one of those rare occasions where the men actually had the short end of the stick in terms of conditions on day one. They had started off with a high tide heat, it was high tide early morning. They ran men's first, so we the blokes dealt with the high tide, and then as the tide drained out and the bank got a little bit more exposed, the girls just lucked into some of the nicest snapper rocks you've ever seen.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty confident they went round 1, ladies, men's.
Yep.
Round 2, ladies, men's.
They went round 1 men's, round 1 ladies, and then they did 2 heats of the men's.
Only because they ran out of time though.
Yeah, they were just...
what I'm saying is it was just when one round finished, went straight to the men's. Yes. They didn't try and overanalyze the forecast and be like, it's a little better, at 10 a.m. or all day that day we're going to run the men's. Yep. It was just when that round was finished, it goes into the men's or it goes into the ladies.
And they just went for it. This first heat, Callum Robson, Oscar Berry.
Oh my God.
I
was there. I was down on the water's edge for that one, and it was just pulling fucking hair for both of them.
Yeah. So we had Mike on the podcast last week, which has actually been one of our better ones in terms of viewership. But there was a couple of heats that we did our predictions for that we didn't really commit either way, and this was one of them.
What's this friendly fire?
It's friendly fire, and 2 guys that obviously Cal's been on the pod. We hope all the best for him, and Oscar, we will get him on one day. He's a legend also, and you just one of those heats you don't want anyone to lose. Oscar just set the thing up so well. He surfed such a good heat for the waves that were out there. Like we said before, good waves, but high tide. Always first heat of the day as well, and first heat of an event. It's almost like you're the guinea pig heat. You're going out to figure out the conditions,
For sure.
see where to sit. It's night and day. It's free surfing that joint to being in a heat. You go out in the free surf and you take what you can get. Whereas when you're actually in the water in a heat, it's almost like you've got this crazy array of waves that are coming in your way, and any number of them you'd be taking off on a free surf. But then you actually have to go, oh well, that one might only have 3 good turns on it, but this one might have 5, and it's dictating which wave to go. These lads it was a bit of a scrappy one. Neither got above 11.5 in terms of heat total.
Yeah.
But Oscar set the heat up really well, got the highest score of the heat of 6.67 fairly early on, and sort of controlled the back end of it quite well.
I think he controlled 99% of the heat.
Well, literally, if you'd look at a percentage, it really would have been 99% because he got down to the final exchange. Cal bettered his score. He needed a what did he get? 5.5. So he got a 5.5, which gave him a shot at the back end of the heat. He had a few minutes left, and then got on that wave. Oscar snapped his leash, so he took off deeper than him. Snapped his leggy.
It was like a Lukey T scenario here,
Right.
just worst timing of things to go wrong.
Yeah, so he did the right thing. He baited Cal into the wave. Well, not baited him because it was
Sold him.
It was a 5.5. So it wasn't like, it's kind of not a sell, but it's also
That's
not
a
like
priority mistake.
in a way. But it did get Cal back in the heat. The reason it became a mistake for Oscar was that his leggy snapped. It's unfair, but it became,
No, I was saying mistake for Cal.
Yeah.
I think if you get baited into a wave and you only produce a 5.5, kind of a mistake.
yeah.
Unless you obviously need a 4 or something.
For sure, but and to double on that as well, it was the end of the heat, so he was looking at a bit more of a significant score. He's looking like he needed probably like a 7 or something at that point. Gets the 5.5, but on that wave, Oscar takes off deeper than him, snaps the leggy. He has to do the lap, run around, grab a new board or grab a new leggy. And in the time that it took him to get back out, Cal actually got priority. Oscar jumps back out in the lineup.
He didn't even take the ski either. He paddled back.
Yeah, got paddled back out. And then Cal, at the dying stages of the heat, dead set, like 30 seconds left, or less than even, took off on one, used his priority, took off on a wave. It was a dog shit one. But then you could see him like looking back out the back. And it was just another moment in this heat where Oscar just got completely stitched up, was that the wave that Cal took off on was a shitter. He would have got a 3 on it at most if he juiced it right to the end. Like, it was not a good wave. The issue for Oscar was Cal pulled off halfway down the line, and the one behind it was the one he wanted to be on.
Oscar out of position.
Oscar too far out, so he couldn't paddle into it. And to be fair to Cal, he made it the score. The wave itself was not a big score at all.
It was a short one. It didn't run.
No, and even the turns he did were shaky. But what he did do at the end was a big flat spin air reverse.
I don't know about big.
Big for it was big in its in the section.
Know. This one was, I don't know.
Well, look,
for the CT style, like, obviously I want Cal to get through this heat, but I want Oscar to get through it. But I'm just going to call it like we don't know him. I think that's only fair for our listeners.
Yeah,
I didn't see the score going there.
I thought they had to just. When I say big, I mean sort of. Not obviously the air wasn't that big, but it was really impactful. The section he hit, it was kind of like halfway down. He hit it late, spun out in the flats, and landed quite dramatically. And it just felt like the most impactful moment of the heat to me.
It did. I'll give you that. But
and it didn't
was
need
just
to,
like comparatively to, a Philippe air at Snapper or a Mateus Hurdy air or any kind of air at Snapper. Like, it was kind of on the lower scale of, I would say, difficulty.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to see those style of airs. Nothing. Cal's air game's incredible. He just had a shitty section to work with. Did what he needed to do, exactly that. So no disrespect on Cal here. I didn't give it the nod, and I feel like a fair few people didn't give it the nod. Yeah. What I will say is, like we've touched on before in this pod, when there's thousands of people on the beach, it's 5 seconds to go, he just gets up, there's so much anticipation there that it just feels good for them to go, here you go, bud.
Yeah.
So I see it. It could have gone either way. I personally went just shy. But, like I said, happy for either of those guys to win that heat.
Yeah, I was happy for it to be the score. Just again, I feel like at the end of the heat, these ones do tend to go your way a little bit more as well, just with the drama around it. He gets the score by 0.06. So another kick in the guts there for Oscar, just going, oh my God, I nearly did all this stuff went wrong and you still only just got the score. And it's for these guys, whoever lost this one will be 3-0 in that washing machine round that we talk about.
Yeah,
so
it's bad.
He's yet to make a heat this year. And not with, like, the issue for Oscar is that it hasn't really been his fault so far. And, like, obviously, as a competitor, you make your own luck. And he's been outsurfed by his competitors. But he had a shocking set of conditions against Dane Henry at Bells. Then we went to Margie's. He copped, pretty sure he had Jacob first heat, who just is outstanding out there. He's had like 9 or 10 appearances in that event. So it's like probably the worst person you could draw in that for opening round, and then loses in pretty strange circumstances here. So look, for Oscar, it's coming. He's so good at surfing. His time is coming. He's going to make some heat soon. For sure. It'd be for him now just going, all right, I'm doing everything I can. If I continue to surf the way I'm surfing, it's going to be fine. And
I did catch up with him after. He was obviously bummed.
Yeah.
At that point, it's like 3 losses in that round is you start to let those negative thoughts dwell on you a bit, and they take a toll. So
yeah.
I know he's hurting. But interestingly, I heard Cal's post-heat interview, and he said, it doesn't even feel like I've qualified for the tour. Like for these guys, these...
it almost feels like a trials round, right?
It does.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's fair, in my opinion. You can't do all the hard work of, running at a loss through the junior series, QS series, Challenger series. That's 3 to 4 years minimum of running at a loss to then just get put in these opening rounds and just get spat out.
Well, like the thing for Oscar now is, so he's going to be pretty far down the seeding list. Like, I don't know. Let's see what his ranking is just quickly.
He'd have to be dead last.
He'd have to be almost dead last. So if he progresses through, he's 34th. So if he progresses through a heat now, he's like, depending on wildcards and stuff like that, how they're seeded, but he's going to get a top 3 surfer in the world as soon as he makes a heat.
That part I'm okay with because everyone's so fucking good right now.
For sure, but like, it's like he can't get out of the round, and then he's going to finally get out of it soon. And it's like, here's Gabriel Medina, here's Griffin Colapinto. And for... like, back to Cal's point, that is it. Like, that's when you're on tour, when you're versing these guys. So, like, you can't avoid them. It's not like you're hoping to not verse these guys in these events. You know they're there, and you know you're going to have to surf against them. But it's like, for him now, he's going to be down on confidence. Then you come up against Griffin or someone, and it's like, you want to be heading into that heat full of beans and going, all right, 100%. I'm a red hot crack here. And I hope to him he just can have a little breakthrough soon and just get some confidence back into his tyres. I love Oscar, and I reckon he's gonna pull through some results at the back end of the season. So,
but yeah, if there's one thing in that SWOT analysis I was talking about, maybe WSL can get rid of the round 1. Yep. I'm not a fan. All right, crew, we're back. Had to do a little bit of a outfit change. We took a little bit of a break.
Nearly set the hotel on fire.
Yeah, honest to God, there was flaming objects in our hotel room.
If you follow us on Instagram, you would have seen the video.
Oh fuck.
Are you kidding me? We basically decided, we had another podcast locked in for the afternoon. We started our snapper wrap, then realised we had to quickly get ready for that. So we pulled the pin halfway through the other one. We're now revisiting it, but in the meantime, we did nearly set the hotel on fire. Amazing podcast. So we had Brad Doherty and Matt Bemrose on, 2 of surfing's greatest minds.
Yep. And we wanted to go the extra mile and get beers and pizza for them. We got the beers.
Yeah.
We got the pizza, and then we got the pizza earlier than what we thought. So I put it in the oven on low heat, but I put the box in the oven, and the lid was like up a bit, and it was touching the grill. So then 5 minutes goes past, I can start to smell something burning.
Yeah.
And then not only was it burning, it was ignited. It had ignited.
Oh, it was in full flames.
Full flames. Like, you could have sat around a campfire and had a little bit of a fire if you were like cold. That's enough of the flame. That's how much of the flame,
Yeah.
that you could see.
How many pizzas did we buy, by the way?
Bought 2.
How many are in the box?
1.5.
Yeah. So Zach essentially burnt our entire pizza supply.
Yes.
And in the process nearly evacuated the entire hotel building. But that's all good. We left you with heat 1. We're not going to go through every heat in severe detail because we have to do the entire event. And
Yeah.
usually we're doing half of any's. This one's just one and done. So we'll go.
And there's so much in between the heats that we need to talk about. So
we'll pick just the most notable heats. And like I say, there was a few over the course of the 4 days of surfing. It was pretty incredible viewing.
that it was best ever's. Colin,
best ever's. Heat 2 was Reef Hazelwood, Mateus Hurdy. Now I think this one deserves some mention because we had Reef the wild card. Started off really strongly. Banked a 6-point ride, like near enough off the buzzer. Really quickly got into it.
Reef's, sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
Reef's kind of one of those dudes that's like either going to underperform majorly or get like a third.
Yeah.
I feel like he could do either.
Yeah. And
Unfortunately, it didn't go his way though.
no, but I think the surfing was there. He had a 6.33 straight off the bat. Backed it up immediately with 6.6. And at this point, I was kind of thinking that might be enough. And I actually thought the 6.6 was a little bit on the how would you say it, Zach? Not ripped off, but I thought it was on the low side. I thought it could have gone slightly higher.
Conservative?
A bit conservative, mate. They deemed it a 6.6. I actually thought it was significantly better than his first one.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, that didn't matter in the end. Mateus, too good. The waves suited him down to a T.
Mateus needed this result.
Yeah.
This was a confidence boost for sure for Mateus.
Yeah.
Obviously, so many people so good, so thankful to see him there.
Yeah.
But the first two events has been a rough start, just not so much better than Oscar's, really.
Yeah.
Has
made a heat or two at Bells, though.
He did, but definitely not the Mateus that we thought may have been coming out of the gates.
No, well, this guy's he's CT quality through and through. He's made deep into the draw on a number of
Got a third
CT events.
Corona,
Mexico
one.
Yeah, and has done
Baja de la
right.
Cruz, I think it was.
Yeah, and done all right in Brazil too. I think he's had a few opportunities there, and so he's the real deal. And it seems like he's just starting to find that bit of form, and it kind of had moments of Mexico in his performance. Look, doing the same type of surfing. He's come a long way since then. If you go back and watch the replays, which I did recently, actually, I went back and had a look at his run through that event, and he's definitely put on a bit of power, and he's put on a little bit more. His technique looks a lot better now.
Yeah.
And yeah, this event was probably the perfect one to get him started. It's his ways through and through, right-hander.
Similar story for Lukey T though, as well. I believe he looked like he had a bit of momentum in this heat against Winter. Pretty slow showing from Winter, unfortunately.
Got to say though, the Winter, Lukey T gets through this one. Winter's had some awful waves in this heat, like in terms of not necessarily his wave selection. It just wasn't a lot of waves to surf, and he was forced to go subpar waves. Yeah. And he surfed them right up. Like the judges were loving his surfing, and I think it's going to be a big one for him this year. I think he's going to get himself up there.
Yeah, he's got so many more to come. He's young.
Yeah.
First CT, I believe.
Nah, he had a wild card at Margie's a couple of years ago.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
Or maybe last year even. But yeah, it's coming for him too. He's proper.
Exactly right.
For heat 4, Morgan Siblick, Ramsey Bookham, a good heat. Not much really to touch on here though.
Few crew in the DM saying Ramsey Bookham is the most undercooked surfer of the tour in 2026. What do you think?
I think maybe, but it's easy to say that he had a wave at the start of the heat, which I believe, just looking at scores just off the top of my head here, maybe a 4.33 or a 5 where he did one turn and then did an even bigger turn and just fell. And it's like the difference between him progressing through heats is landing that last turn. It was right in his wheelhouse, and he just got a little bit, just it's in surfing. Sometimes you'd lose your balance, and that's fine. But that's the difference between him and someone like Gabby, is that Gabby's going to land that last turn, whereas he essentially had an 8.5, even higher. He smacked it, and he didn't ride out of that one, and that would have been him making that heat. So Ramsey just maybe a little bit unlucky at times, but probably just needs to sort out maybe some of the finishes on his waves as well. Yep,
needs to capitalise on those.
Yep, round one of the women, let's have a little look through there. Yolanda beats Francisco Veselco. Not a whole heap going on there. Sally Fitz progresses through, beating Bella Kenworthy. Vahin Fierro, really impressive showing in this heat.
Yep.
I actually thought I'd killed it. I threw $5 on her at the start of this event at 151 to 1. And when she put 16.5 points up in round one, I went, I'm winning big here. Didn't last long, but I was for the time being, I was pretty frothing. She went
riding
nuts
that high for a little bit.
100%. Carissa Moore just gets past Tia Sabrowski in the dying stages. Nadia Aristabe bit about her this event. She went absolutely nuts. So Alyssa Spencer, who was actually in my dark horse selections I kind of preemptively said she was going to win the event, but then I quickly retracted that and kind of put her as a dark horse. I think the way they were scoring this event in the later stages really favoured Goofy Footers, and I think she's someone, if she could have snuck through that first one, really could have benefited from the judging scale that they had set. Nevertheless, Nadia smashes it and moves through that one. Tyler Wright beats Nat, not much going on there. Steph Gilmore, Erin Brooks, a close one. I think from what we know now, obviously Steph holds the trophy at the end of the day. So this heat here, though, if Erin Brooks connected on a wave, it could have been all over very quickly for Steph.
Yeah, this is where I finally trusted my gut with picking a surfer. We surfed Wsl Snapper last Wednesday. It's live on YouTube right now, if you want to go have a look at that session.
Yeah.
And honestly, out of the men's and the women's, Steph's probably like the top 3 out of that session.
She was looking really good.
The line she was drawing was just not seeing many women do the same lines.
Yeah.
It looked like she was surfing. It was a bit jumbly when we were surfing it. Pretty hard to link one up. It was disconnected.
Yeah.
It just didn't seem to bother her. You see some people like do a turn, then like kind of try to read the wave and hop and wait for it, and it just looked like every wave she was connecting so well. And I was like, I said it out there to you. I was like, she's going to win the event. Called it.
Yeah, you did. And you'll notice in that video a lack of waves from me / poor wave quality, and that's because Steph was getting all the waves that I wanted. So
we'll go with that.
As she's entitled to do. So Steph progressed through that one. I think Erin Brooks, though, probably a result here that went begging. What she lacks in size and stature, she's so fast, and I think she would have gone nuts if she kept going through this draw.
I think you hit the nail on the head. I think there needs to be a little bit more size of her stature. Similar to what I was talking about with Eli, like you can do everything right, but when you are that smaller stature, it's unfortunately a harsh reality and a harsh truth that when you have someone like Steph, it just can look a little bit junior.
But even Steph, like at times for this event, was bogging and doing weird turns. She really clicked in. It seemed like she found form throughout the event.
Yeah, I agree. There were moments where I was like, oh, my fantasy's fucked here.
Yeah.
But prevailed.
You did good, and we'll get to that too, because that's a sad point for me. Sawyer Lindblad progresses past Dimity Stoyle in the final heat of that round. Then we move into the men's round, which they finished they started the first 2 heats of this round on the first day. Got through them just to make their job a little bit easier later on. Marco Mignot, really impressed with him this year. Like he's looking way better, and his turns. He got an 8.33 at the end of the heat on turns alone, and that was the score he actually needed to get through the heat. Barron had him on toast really, and Marco just clutched up where it mattered, and he got it done 8.33.
Definitely improving. A bit of like the Nadia story this year. There is still some aspects what I'm not loving. I'm not going to hold back on that.
What is that?
Just technique wise.
Okay.
I won't say technique wise. I'll say just a hint of style.
Okay. Yep.
Just still looks like there's some teething there, if you ask me. If I'm being super critical, like...
Yeah, look, we can't all surf like Ethan, can we, though?
No. But, that's what we're here to do. We're here to critique the best, and that's what I shall do.
Yeah.
Don't want to take it away from him, but there are still some moments, like I was referring to last episode, where if you pause the video, you can kind of find these guys in some awkward scenarios or body movements.
I just appreciate how clutch he is, though. He's proven that when the whip's cracking, he can get a score when needed, and to do it on turns, I think was really big for him, because he's a guy that goes to the air a lot, and I think to need an excellent range score and to get it doing turns is pretty impressive from him. Yeah,
and I kind of put him in the same category as Cal. Just loves the last 3 minutes of the heat. Hey, just watch him cook.
Just likes giving people nightmares. Heat 2, Callie Vast beats Geordie Smith in the final heat of the day. Another one of those beneficiaries of the backhand judging scale. And I think as well, he just looked really good. I don't even just... Geordie put up 13.4 points. I don't even really... Funnily enough, I watched this heat. I don't really remember any stand-up moments from Geordie in this one. It was very stock standard Geordie surfing.
It was.
Cowley, his backhand is incredible, man. It's so bloody good. So he gets through that one. Then we moved...
I did hear as soon as Geordie lost, he went and had some fun.
Did he?
Yeah.
Cowley was having fun at the surf club last night.
Yeah.
He was in fine form.
It's good to see these guys actually get out there and mingle on the D floor.
100%.
On the sticky D floors.
Yeah.
I think he went up to Burley by the sounds of it.
Did he?
Yeah.
Okay. Heat 3, first heat of the day on day 2. Italo Ferreira gets past Luke Thompson in a pretty close one. This is the thing now. Luke Thompson, guys like this coming out of the first round, they're gonna get these sorts of matchups. Guys like the top 5 surfers, you know. And for Lukey T here, there's probably in a heat that you'd almost have him as the favourite in this one for the conditions as well. He's a guy that really appreciates a right-hander, as we know. And I thought this is, out of all the top seeds, I thought Italo's probably the one you want to get early on if you had to pick one. And I think it was there for Luke. The waves he was picking weren't amazing. He did have a 6.33, but maybe poor choice of waves at times, and also just the ocean letting him down. It's none of those, another morning heat, so high tide. That's what we kind of were not cursed with, because it meant that the rest of the day was dropping out, or at least lowish.
Yeah.
He just had to get through that first sort of couple hits of the day where the tide was high, and he was unable to do that. So Italo progressed through that one. Ethan Ewing, the start of the freaking snowball effect here. 817, 733 dispatches of Rio Ada quite easily in the end.
I did a run around with Rio, and he put me on the spot. I wasn't ready for it. I was like, bro, you at Winky, first session of this year, like first time you put in the rash in, I was like, holy fuck, bro. And he's like, oh, thank you. And he goes, but you were going for Connor in that heat, right? And I was like, oh bro.
No.
I was like, nah, man. Like, yeah. I was like,
That's so
nah, I was like, that's one of those tough ones where you like,
oh, no.
you're stoked for both. And he's like, it's all good.
Dude, you're just squirming. He would have loved that.
I was just like, yeah, it's good being on the other side of those, just watching people sweat. But I was like, oh, brother.
So we then had Heat 5, Jake Marshall, the first of the Colapinto brothers, who I thought was going to do really well in this event. He goes down here. Crosby gets beaten by Jake in this heat. 8.83 for Jake. Off the bat too, I believe. First wave of the heat. Drops an absolute banger. You can't really do much about that when your opponent drops nearly a 9 on your first wave. And for Crosby, he did his best to come back, and you have no option at that point for him. Like, he has to go nuts and was doing turns that he probably wouldn't have normally done but needed to do to get that score. And he managed 12 points, nowhere near good enough though, and Jake progresses through. We then have Matthias Hurdy taking on his brother Griffin, and similar thing here really.
Back to your point where this event, I took a page out of your book and studied the fuck out of the heat drop.
Oh, here you go. And
that's why I actually went incredibly well.
Righto.
We'll get to that. And this was the only heat where out of the guys who have to go from round 1 into round 2, I was just like, I deliberated on it for ages, probably half an hour. It was like you were saying, it was going to be Luke or Italo, Yago, and who was in that other one? That was Yago and Cal.
Yeah. I
was like, oh, God. And I landed on this one that Griff wasn't going to get it because I picked Matthias in my fantasy.
Yeah.
Heat 5, Heat 6. That's probably the two biggest upsets out of the whole probably event.
Probably. I mean, Jake is no slouch in right-hand point conditions. He's shown at Bells and places like that he's got a big score in him. So I was less surprised by that result. The one that surprised me, though, was Matthias and Griffin. And if you cast your mind back to our last episode with Mike, we kind of thought that this heat might occur. And we all basically agreed that Matthias has the skill set to do it. But the issue is Griffin has the same skill set. He's just better at it.
Yeah, more polished.
And in the end, I mean, credit to Matthias. He gets through this one. Griffin.
And he puts the upset was already out, but there was a potential for a Colapinto matchup again.
Which, I mean, we obviously, as soon as we lost Crosby, we knew that wasn't going to happen. But for Matthias to sneak through was, and I don't want to even say sneak through because he belted it. So 15 points for him, another confidence building result. GP beats Alejo. I think we all saw that one coming.
Was a fucking walkthrough.
Yeah, well, I'm sure.
Well, look at the heat total, 9 heat total, and let's just have a quick look. Oh, Eli Hanneman and Giachenka.
There was a couple lowies for sure.
It's just those three.
Al Cleland had a 7 point something heat total, but that's by the by. Heat 8, Liam O'Brien beats Kanoa. This is a heat that I think whoever won this one probably progresses to the part of the draw that Lob did, because they're both like really red hot point break surfers.
Yeah.
Lobby gets it done there though, and God, we were proud to see it.
How was the Lob army down there?
Oh, it was so sick.
Good on the Burley Heads, boys. Like, that is so good to see.
100%.
If you don't know, surely you know if you're listening to this, but there was about probably, 50, 60 cardboard cutouts of Lob's head.
Massive heads, yeah.
And he's so good with the crowd. He
is.
spends so much time coming back, shaking hands, signing hats, all that kind of stuff. So he really is the nicest bloke on tour.
Yeah. Heat 9, Callum Robson defeats Iago Dora. An upset, but maybe not as much of an upset when you think about it. Cal's had really good results at this event in the past. Not so much CT, but has a win.
Yep.
At
And he did
when
win,
it was a Challenger Series event, so does know how to surf this wave. Iago, for the conditions, it wasn't really lending itself to like airs. It was one of those sessions where it's like you're really having to do turns, and Cal picked the eyeballs out of it. 14.6, a mid 7 and a low 7. Sorry, and yeah, Iago didn't manage anything above 6.5. Connor O'Leary.
Oh, this was it. That's when it's like when you see it, when you're about to go out with your mates and there's a twinkle in their eye, you just know it's going to be an absolute belter. This heat here was like, okay. I said it to probably you. I don't remember who I said it to, but I was in a crowd and I said, this is the first time that Connor looks better than everyone else on the back end.
Yeah.
Like, I know people say, like, J-Bay, like, that was the best backhand surfing ever. I get that, but what I mean by that is the waves were cooking and he was just surfing at the best.
Yeah.
But this is, like, solidified that statement in waves that everyone kind of can rip.
Yeah.
Not everyone can rip J-Bay like he did. He's just incredibly strong through the legs and didn't fatigue as much as others, I think is what we're talking about on that podcast. Yeah. But in waves like this, everyone looks good and he looked better. He's clicked into a new gear.
You could see, we shared that post he put up on our story before the event, and you could just see he was visually in very good form.
The timing is incredible.
Just some of the biggest turns you'll ever see on the back end. Heat 11, Jack Robbo gets past Al Cleland very easily in that one. Al, just a bit of a rocky start to this year. Hopefully he can change that in the next few events. Heat 12, Leo beats Seth. Heat 13, Medina beats Morgan. I think Morg's, starting off with that set. The issue here is he starts off with a 7.5, but Medina starts off with an 8.33. And it's just like the Terminator comes out again. As we said, backhand surfing maybe a little bit easier, or maybe attracting a little bit more attention from the judges this event, just how the waves were a little bit slower. It wasn't your typical like really fast down the line snapper. There's a lot of wading, and I think on the back end you can square up a little bit easier in those fatter sections.
And if you're horny from that heat, the next one was just full load. This
is the start of what I thought was an unbeatable run from Philippe.
I'm fully backed that.
I thought, I had him as my times 2
I didn't pick him at all, and I was just white knuckling to start. What have I done?
Yeah, he puts up 18 points. You saw the clips. Cal Houshman had an 8.2 and a 6.67, which probably is a bit unlucky to come up against Philippe because that heat total would have got him through a lot of other heats in this round. But
do you know why he surfed good in that heat?
Why?
Because Keenan asked him, is he smarter?
Is he smarter than a QS surfer? Does he inhale oxygen?
And just to touch on that a little bit, he was so down. Like, that poor bloke can't take a shit without someone wanting to smell it.
Yeah.
And Keenan just walked up with him with a hot mic. Probably do you know, like, if you're famous and, well, we don't know, but if someone's walking up to you with a hot mic, you're just like, oh, fuck off.
Yeah.
He was so down.
Yeah, yeah.
And, like, slapped him up, gave him a hug after, smiling, laughing, walked off. So, fuck, he is a all-round bloke.
Just on the quiz as well, we were in the surf club last night, and I was with Harry and Keenan all night. And Leo came up to us. He knows the two of them from that video. Yeah. He loves them because of it. And he's like, you need to do one of those every single week. And I'm like, well, like we'd love to. We just want to keep it. We want to keep it prestigious, and we want to have our little quiz as maybe like a Christmas episode. You know what I mean?
It's an inaugural,
a special occasion. We don't want to rinse it because it's good. But Yeah, it was pretty cool that Leo knew of that video, and Keenan was pretty froth, and he got a hug off Leo, and he was wrapped. So
it's funny because most people are like, "Oh, there's Leo," and then Leo's like, "Oh, there's those guys."
There's the morons from the video. Heat 15. Sorry, Sammy Pupo, Jiao Chianca, Sammy. I mean, Jiao never really got started. It's been a bit of a slow burn for Jiao this year.
Didn't look amazing in this one though.
Yet.
Just warming up.
He was warming up the legs.
He was just putting that power lube.
Yeah, the power
lube on.
Miggy Pupo gets past Eli Hanneman, setting up a very juicy round 3 matchup with his brother. Ladies, round 2. Let's lock in Gabby Bryan. Sally surfed really well here. She does lose though.
What a backhanded comment.
She surfed good, but lost.
Well done, you lost.
Yeah, 7-1-7 for Sal and a 6-4-3, which for her, like...
Needed to pull out the grabber.
I just feel like this is her cap for this year. And it's just where she is in her career and where everyone else is coming up from. I don't think you're going to see many heat titles more than 14 points from her this year, if any.
That's pretty... But sometimes that's enough. And I feel like that's how she got there.
And she's going to get through heats. She's not going to lose first round every event. She's going to get through 1 or 2 heats an event. But then you come up against Gabby Bryan, who friggin' sneezes on a wave and gets an 8. And you kind of...
Spray machine.
Yeah, literally. So Gabby easily gets through that one. Nadia Estabe beats Caroline Marks. And when you saw Nadia in round 1...
We're going to have to get it... Oh, sorry, I'm going to have to get her some flowers.
You're going to have to get her something. Yeah, you really owe her an apology. When she made that round 1 heat and in the fashion that she did, a matchup with Caroline Marks, I was quite confident that she'd beat her.
Really?
Yeah, I just saw that Caroline, I think she came on tour, had that new, like, I hate referring to it, but the Caralupo, like the Oki reference, which I don't love, but she had this new, like, the best backhand on tour sort of ticket on her head, and I think she's kind of stagnated a little bit. She hasn't really developed that backhand any further and then when she first came on, and you can see everyone's catching up. Nadia throwing down some of the biggest friggin' backhand turns you've seen from a woman, Yeah,
I just think Caroline still has that spark, a little bit more flair.
Yeah.
Whereas Nadia
has that bit
going bigger though.
She has that extension in her turn. She's a little bit taller through. Caroline's quite squashed, so you're already a little bit limited in your turn when you're that
very
squashed.
Yeah.
Nadia just has that taller stature, and she's able to pivot a little bit more off the lip, and it translates to some really massive turns. Katie Simmers, heat 3, beats Vaheen Fierro, who I thought may have gone a little bit further than this based on her round 1 performance. So that's all good. When you come up against Katie,
peak too early.
She's going to, she's probably going to beat you. So heat 4, Steph Gilmore. Again, narrowly, like you.
When I had ×2 on it, I was like, "Oh, Steph, you're gonna have to give me something a little more than this. This is just edging."
Oh, bro, the fact she won this like 11-6-7 or 11-5-3, you're kissed by fairies in this one.
Finish it. Say that in total.
No, I can't.
Come on.
You were kissed by fairies.
Kissed on the dick by a fairy. Thank you.
Okay. So anyway, Steph gets through. Heat 5, Molly Picklum, Yolanda Hopkins. Yolanda did better than I thought she was going to.
Was this that she turned a 7 into...
She got
she turned a 10 into a 7 or something?
No. Zach, don't be mean. She got a 7, got a barrel, and then didn't do much afterwards. The majority of the score came from the pit.
Yeah.
So, but to her credit, and I want to give her a rap here, probably the only girl in the entire draw, maybe apart from Katie Simmers, had a good crack at this too, but hunting waves behind the rock, looking for one of those hollow ones. And it didn't materialise to anything in the end, but if she stuck a drop, she was going to get a huge score.
Oh, yeah, I did see this heat. She got flogged on one.
She got a couple...
Mad respect.
Yeah, she got a couple floggings, and she was the only one actually really sort of chasing that behind the rock wave. So
I love that she was chasing it behind the rock, but there's a reason why no one else was chasing it behind the rock, because there was not one good wave behind the rock this whole event.
There
was probably 3 a day, but like a poor strategy.
Yeah.
But the one she fell on could have been a score.
Yeah, I want her to prove you wrong so badly. I'd love her to just...
I've said it time and time again. I love to be proven wrong, and to say that I'm a man of my word is Nadia's doing this.
Yeah.
I'm coming around on Nadia.
Mm-hmm.
Like some of the turns that she was doing, I think it was in the semi actually.
Yeah.
I was like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
We were at the surfy and I was like, is that Nadia?
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm a straight up fuckwit.
Yeah, no, you'll end at just not up to the level of Molly Picklin, basically. That's where that comes down to. And Molly gets through that one quite easily. Heat 6, Soy Lindblad defeats Izzy Nichols, who had the highest wave score by quite some margin. She had an 8.83, just couldn't manufacture anything more than a 5.67 and doesn't get through.
I feel like everyone's fantasy would have taken a hit there, right?
Hugely, yeah. I think
Is that you?
Not me. I didn't pick up, but a lot of people would have. Heat 7, Lakey Peterson just getting 13 points as she does and getting through heats. Krista Moore, 7 points.
Absolute melt for Krista.
Real big melt. And then Luana Silva beats Tyler Wright, which I think, again, we all saw coming. Tyler not looking as good as she once was, right? She's definitely on the back end of that bell curve of her career. And just, I was having flashbacks to, I remember like maybe one of the first few years, maybe not the first, because I think she had a few wild cards when she was really young, but when she would crack the tour and she was surfing maybe in a final or something, and she was properly taken off behind the rock and getting pitted at Snapper and like trying straight airs and stuff, and she was like the new sort of revolution of girl surfing coming through, and she's just such a far cry away from that now. There's no progression there really at all. It's very meat and potatoes, and whether she still has it in her, I'm not sure, but would love to see her try and refine some of that like progression that she had when she first started.
That should be the key focus for a lot of them, to be honest.
Yeah.
If you can unlock that, I feel like the heat wins are going to just come fast flowing after that.
Yeah. All right, round 3 of the men's. Kelly Vast defeats Marco Mignot. Heat 2, Ethan Ewing goes Bazoinga, 17.5 by courtesy of a 9 and an 8.5. Italo Ferreira never stood a chance in this one. I believe he got a massive score under Italo's priority too. I think it may have been the 8.5. Italo just went, I don't want this one. You have it. And he went, see ya. Yeah. So when Ethan starts with a 7 or a 7.33 and then you let him go the next one and he gets an 8.5, it's not great for the headspace, I don't think. And when you put a bit of pressure on Italo, he seems to not handle it very well.
Yeah, definitely. I was watching this heat and someone was like, Italo's going to start to melt. And it wasn't a melt, but it did look disjointed and a little bit puzzled at times.
Look, nearly 14 points. He hasn't surfed badly.
No, not at all. But he can do that so fucking easily where like that's kind of a yawn moment for him.
100%.
Needs to be, well, it doesn't need to be, but it's usually 16 or above in conditions like that. So
to beat Ethan,
semi-melt.
You need minimum 16 to beat Ethan, and in this case, that wasn't even enough. Heat 3, Mateus Hurdy defeats Jake Marshall. Just again, really loving Mateus' approach in this one. Heat 4, Liam O'Brien does the same as doesn't Ethan. 9 and an 8.5, so exactly the same scoreline. The bloke is intelligent, but he has a degree in wave selection as well. Yeah, he does not pick a bad wave. Like when he has priority, sure there might be a couple like slip ups, but more often than not, he has priority. He's turning it into like a 6 minimum.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
GP. You could see in this one, he was ready to strike. He just never, ever... Like, Lob completely starved him any quality waves in this heat. And, yeah, Lobby progresses through.
GP striked. He just striked on the dance floor with us that night.
Yeah.
He, definitely boogied for a little bit.
Heat 5, Connor O'Leary defeats Cal Robson. Cal, just, not great from him. He would know that as well. Like, you come up against Connor... You're going to have to probably, in the form he was in, put up 15 points. Yep. He only put up 9.6. Connor was so easily getting scores. It was crazy. Like, just taking off on bad waves, doing 2-3 turns and turning in 6.5s. And Cal probably, I said it before the heat to Mike, I was like, he's going to have to take to the air to win this one, I think, because Connor's just way too solid. He's too good at just getting a couple of 7s.
Yeah, true.
For Cal, a couple of 7s to me looks like a big air at some point on the wave, and it just never really happened for him. Heat 6, Leo defeats Jackie Robbo. Bit of a scary one for me because I had Leo as the last leg of my multi, and it was terrifying because Jack basically surfed a decent heat. He didn't surf badly, and he had priority at the right times, and you just kind of knew at any stage he was sitting so deep behind the rock, and you're like, I know no one's got one, but if anyone's going to get one, it's him. Yeah. And he had prior, and you're just waiting for him to lock in behind the rock and get spat out and get a 9. Didn't happen. Kind of moved down the point at the end, needing about an 8 or something. And he got a 7.5 on the rail, but again, not enough. Leo moves through. Heat 7, Philippe. This was the second of two just stonkers.
This heat was fucked up to watch on the beach.
Oh.
It was like Carnival in Brazil.
Yeah.
Like, there was fucking vibrations. Like, when they were surfing their waves, there was people jumping up and just... It felt like you're at the world's biggest party.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when they came in, I filmed it and put it on a story. It was like the Rolling Stones had just walked into a fucking music festival or something. It was like chants everywhere, and credit where credit due. The Brazo crowd is fucking really good at getting behind their service.
Phenomenal.
Maybe a little bit too much at times.
Yeah.
Speaking of, did you see Jaddy Andre come out and say that?
Yeah.
He's not supportive of some of the
carry-on.
over compadreing
Yep.
of fellow surfers.
I did say that.
Good on him.
Yeah.
It was almost a similar note to what Matthias was saying.
Jaddy's
in
a
that
man of
stab
the
interview.
He's a man of the people, Jaddy, and he generally comes out with a good take. And this heat was just stupid on a number of levels. I think
So fucking good, this thing.
so. Gabby wins the opening exchange, drops to 7-3-3. Philippe being my power server, and I knew they were going to match up, but I was like, Philippe is so good. Like, if they both progressed through their first heats, they were going to have a match up, and I still picked him because I was like, he's that good. They got the 7-3-3, and I'm like, oh, okay, like, this is a bit of a heat here. Sure enough, Philippe goes 7-2, then goes 9-1-7, then goes 9-7-7, back to back to back, and just
What didn't he do?
he did everything.
He literally
There's
just
nothing.
went, what's your criteria again, boys?
Yeah.
All right, I'll see you in 25 minutes or 35 minutes. Just went out and just fucking did it all.
And the scary thing was he wasn't even on that good of a wave, like, at any point. It was the 9-7-7 was pretty sick in terms of wave, but he fully generated these scores off not much. Medina, to do it to Medina too, who is like a vacuum in the lineup, always selecting the best waves. And he did put up 15.5 points in this heat, but he was completely overshadowed by the performance of Philippe.
Yeah.
And
There was one turn there where, do you know how Kanoa drifts the tail over a section? And it's like a transitional maneuver, but like extreme.
yeah,
He did that on the scale of it was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, most people are tagging that and like
he's
just
doing
coming
a
around.
floater almost, like, down the line.
Full board slide.
Yeah.
Like, do you know when, like, I don't know, in snowboarding, when they do a turn on the half pipe and they throw like the spray out there?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. And it's like it's disaster on a skateboard or whatever you call it. Like, just proper board slide down the line, and uses it as a projection move to get himself to the next section. Most people are like coming out of that and you're like, oh, the whitewash is 30 meters ahead of me. I'm completely cooked here. And he's just gliding around it effortlessly. Yeah, look, probably I kind of put it like one of you boys on the beach posted a reel, and it was kind of like, is this the best heat or best performance we've seen at Snapper? And I mean, it very well could have been. And then the next heat, Sammy Pupo goes, oh yeah, don't forget about me. Philippe had 18.94. Sammy went 18.9 the very next heat. 9-7-3, 9-1-7. Beats his brother, who, again, similar to Gabby, like, put up 15.43 points. He's the real deal this year, Miguel. He's losing heats with massive heat totals.
Yeah.
But Samuko, just getting it done.
And then comes in to do a interview with Whiteman, and Whiteman fucking cooks it.
The heat of his life, Zach gets him. He gets us a quiet moment with him, and we don't have anything to show for it. But that's all good.
That's all right.
He's a good friend of the pod. We found out as well.
Yeah.
So we love that. We absolutely love that. Ladies round quarterfinals. Nada Aristabe decimates Gabriella Bryan's hopes and dreams here of making
Never
it
would
up.
have picked that.
No, I was devastated. My ×2 goes down here.
Everyone's would have been on that one,
A
surely.
lot of people, and if they weren't, probably in the next heat, it's definitely going versus Katie Simmons. I think a lot of people would have had it on Katie. And then the heat after, I think a lot of people would have had it on Molly, and they all went down bang, bang,
Not
bang.
me, brother!
The only one that didn't was Zach, who just somehow pulled it out where it mattered.
41 in the world for that event, motherfuckers!
Oh dear. Steph goes down. Steph beats Katie in the next heat, and Soylent Blad beats Molly Picklum. Nothing astronomical happened here, so no need to go through those. What was kind of astronomical though was Luana Silva in heat 4. Puts up the highest heat total of her career against Lakey Peterson. 8.5 and a 7.5, and she looked really good again.
She's looking really good. She is similar story to Nadia. I think if we cast our mind back to late last year, we were probably saying Luana's struggling to find her feet on the tour and perhaps not ready. We should start eating our hats because, well, she's wearing the yellow fucking jersey.
She literally won the freaking car. She won the Aussie treble.
Oh, which I don't even think GWM are in Brazil.
No.
That was just a waste of time handing out that fucking trophy.
Maybe they get maybe it's like car or like check.
Yeah, but the check would be like the cost price of the car.
Probably.
There's no way they're giving you retail price.
Yeah, fair.
So it was probably $14K.
Yeah.
Which they probably spent at Burley Pav.
So Luana, congratulations. You've proved both of us wrong. Well done to you. Quarterfinals. Ethan Ewing defeats Cowley Vast in Heat 1. This is finals day from here as well. So this is where
I was feeling like pure death.
Zach was really ill.
And it was fucking that hot.
No wind.
Black on black. Because I just always wear fucking black on black.
Did tell you to take your long pants off.
So many people were like, what the fuck are you doing? And I was just like, and I was sweating and everyone's like writing me off for wearing pants. And then Vorno comes out and just goes, I understand. We're just pants people, aren't we? And I'm like, I am. He goes, yeah, I fucking wear long pants all the time too. So I've just, and I had a chat with Dan Scott about it. He goes, yeah, you can be long pants guy. You just got to get the thinner, like more airy material stuff. He had these fucking space pants that looked amazing.
Yeah, okay. Maybe
so
you
I'm
need
just wearing the wrong type of pant.
Invest in those, mate. Quarterfinals. Ethan Ewing beats Cowley Vast fairly easily. Cowley actually only had a 0.5 as a backup, so that was never going to work for him. Heat 2, Liam O'Brien beats Mateus. Mateus, again, not a great heat from him. This is where his run ended. Lobby, 15 points. Like, his heat score average this event would have been huge.
I think that's when the crew in Burley would have been like, all right, we might have to look at taking Tuesday off here.
Yeah, yes.
Actually, let's just make this a fucking 1 week ordeal.
100%. Yeah, he was getting 7s every heat.
It was looking really good.
Looking really good.
Super clutch too.
Yeah. Connor Oleary beats his close friend and training partner, Leo Fioranti.
I loved going, like, after each wave in this heat, like, turning back around and looking at Dog. And it looked like he was staring through your soul. Yeah. Just so composed. He had his little notebook out, writes something down, closes the notebook, and then just looks up and stares straight at the fucking ocean. Yeah. OG. Good on you, Dog.
So, yeah, Connor gets through. Heat 4, Philippe and Sammy, which should have been the heat of the year. But from all perspectives looking at this heat going into it, you're going, this has to be the heat of the year. Kind of a little bit of a sort of a letdown.
Kinda. There was moments. There was lots of impactful moments, but not connected through a combination of manoeuvres. For Sammy, anyway.
I just was thinking minimum 16 points each, and maybe
blew their load in their previous heats.
They went way too.
Ball bags are empty.
15.77 for Philippe. Sammy Pupo 12.57. No goodsy, but another really strong result for Sammy.
Yep.
Then we move into the ladies' semi-finals. Steph Gilmore beats Nadia, who Nadia actually had the highest score of that heat in 8.5, and I was
that
very
thing was
giddy.
Incredible.
I was giddy because I was like, Zach.
That was the 3 backhand slaps, just one after another, wasn't it?
I think so. I thought she did. Yeah, very. It might have been 2, but it was.
We were in the surfy.
Yeah,
for that one.
She went mental, but not good enough. You need 2 waves apparently, Zach. So
you do.
Steph, the seasoned professional, 15 points, 8 and a 7 clean. 15.00 heat total. We like that. You love that because she's in the final now.
Yeah, boy.
Heat 2, Luana Silva, Sawyer Lindblad. Close one. Again, thought Sawyer might have gone through this one, but Luana, as she's been doing, just keeps moving through heats.
Not a huge scoring affair for Luana. No. Great. Like, it's good. 13.67. That's probably one of the best I've ever seen her surf, though.
In that heat?
Just... I know, like, there wasn't, like, 9s and 10s and shit, but just looked so well connected to the wave.
I believe there was maybe a few falls, too, on scores that, like, they could have been higher. She kept going. So, yeah, there was maybe a little bit left in the locker there.
Maybe I was thinking of a different heat then. There was one here where I'm fairly...
Was it the one where she got
It was
six?
just the one wave, sorry, I was referring to in that semi with Sawyer.
Mhm.
And it was just... It looked like it clicked.
Yeah, she looked red.
She's always had moments where it's like, well done, nosedive.
Yeah.
And you're like, that's the polar opposite of how this wave started and where we finished.
Yeah.
And there were perhaps aspects in that heat of that, but one of the waves there was just incredible.
Yeah. Men's.
Oh, and it was the one she fell off on at the end.
Yeah, there you go.
But the turns before it were like so connected, so well timed, no boggles.
Yeah.
She then did nosedive. So
exactly what I said.
that makes perfect sense.
So we just went through 2 minutes of explaining.
3 minutes of everyone's life is missing.
Semi-finals men's action. You got to feel for Lob in this one because pretty sure this would have been his first ever CT final. He surfed a cracking heat. He's put himself in the spot to win it at the end, gets the score he needs, believe an 8. So he puts himself in the lead, and then he just turns around and sees Ethan Ewing standing in a little pit through Little Marley. He gets spit out, and you're just going, oh no, I'm in trouble here.
Do you know what I was doing?
What were you doing?
So at 27 minutes of that heat, you call me. I just had a power nap, had to run back to the room and honestly close my eyes for 20 minutes because I was knocking on the man's door. You call me and say, remembering I am dead, like I am struggling for life. You call me and say, hey, can you bring down the carton of beers to the bloke who doesn't want to look at or sniff a beer?
And you weren't happy with me, I could tell.
I wasn't happy, and I was like, oh, no, I could be fucked. And you're like, okay, no, all good. You took it like a champion. I actually walked out the door, and I was like, I got to the elevator, I was like, nah, that's fucked. There's a lot of crew down there hyping up for Connor. Everyone needs to be well hydrated.
Thank you. So
I turned back around, and I grabbed them, and I was walking along the beach, because I didn't want to go through the event site just with a carton, like this piss wreck. So I walked along the beach. Very distracting walk, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Oh God, I was like Flophonorous down there. There was more skin exposed than not exposed. Anyway,
yes,
walking through the Ethan crowd, and that's when Lobby got the 9, and it went somber for about 3 seconds, and then I think it was Tapper who was announcing it, just goes, hang on a minute.
Yeah.
And I was in the lines then, like with Brooke and Jamal and Trey and all that. And then they just went, bah! And it went insane, and we lost a few beers.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what, boys? It was like a fucking seagulls to a bag of chips left unattended. So there was a few beers missing there.
And when you arrived with said beers, they did not last long either. They were gone within 30 seconds.
It was like scenes of Lion King with Mufasa and holding the... Yeah. There was many parched humans in the Connor camp that lips were looking cracked and dry. Yeah. And, I was...
You're a hero.
I was the
hero.
And
I allowed you to be that hero, and you nearly turned it down, so...
Yeah. And then I cracked one there. And I was
you did. And you quickly...
Rightfully so.
Your mood quickly improved.
Yes.
So that was good. That was good for everyone involved. This is where the beers were needed, because Connor has Philippe for the second semi-final, and it was feeling very...
It's hard not to get doubts, eh?
Oh, it's scary, but it was feeling very J-Bay-esque at this time. And if you cast your mind back, he actually beat Philippe in the semi-finals of J-Bay. So I had full confidence here that he could get this job done. 8.97 and an 8 is what you need to do against Philippe to beat him, and that's exactly what he did. Philippe had an 8.5, and at no point in this heat was I ever confident that Connor was actually going to progress, because you just know what the bloke's capable of. And the 8.5 actually came on Philippe's first wave. So for everyone on the beach, it was a real, like, you brought the case of beers, the heat starts, Philippe goes 8.5, and we all just went, oh, no. And then...
Oh, and the fucking Brazilian crowd let us know, because we were hooting and harring every time Connor even paddled.
Well, Camp Connor was directly in front of Camp Brazil, so we were like...
No, Camp Brazil was fucking everywhere.
It was like 300. You know the movie 300? And it was like, we were the 300.
It was like World War Z.
Yeah. we were in front of him, but there was a bit of back and forth going. And to be fair, they took it like champs when he actually eventually won.
They did. But there were moments where some of the Connor camp were booing when... they were yelling like, when Philippe didn't come out of that barrel.
The final wave of the heat, Philippe needed what did he need? An 8 or something. An 8.48. So he needed basically the same score as his first one. And you see him take off and get to work, and you're going, oh, God.
Beautiful first turn.
Like, really good surfing, and it just felt like every bit of an 8.5. And then you see him do the little kick stall, and the waves start getting hollow.
I had the best shape.
And you just
I just went, you fucking dog for getting Connor this far and then stealing it. That was within, like, 90 seconds
There
left.
was not much time left.
And I was like, you fucking had to do that, didn't you? You just couldn't let him have it.
And where he got the wave to, where we stood, you actually couldn't see where he was. So I was actually turned back towards the screen behind us, so you could actually see the front on angle. And you could, where the way the frame was and the way the camera was set up, you actually couldn't see if it was a closeout. It just looked like this perfect little snapper drainer. And the way that bank is, every wave on there is so perfect. So there's a high chance you're coming out of it if you're pulling in. And he got so slotted, and the wave was so clean, and you're just going, oh God, this is an 8. If he makes this wave, already it's an 8.5.
Yeah, the barrel, the 2 turns, I think it was in 1 turn.
Yeah.
And then barrel, enough.
And there would have been more down the line too. So it was just, we were just going, oh no. And then you just see the wave just slightly get a little bit ahead of him and a bit further ahead of him, and then it just completely closed out, and the beach erupted. And
the board came out.
Yeah.
And it was just like, we all turned around and faced the Brasso camp and just went, have that up, yeah.
Best ever.
There was a few other words in there, but I don't think they understood, so that's fine.
No.
And the best part of that whole thing was just watching Rick Boss just get so into it. I fucking loved it. For a quiet kid, he's so humble. He was fucking relentless.
We adopted him for the day because he's usually, like I say, he's generally hanging out with his other crew or with his mum and dad or whatever, and we've kind of stole him for the day, and we had him down in, it's kind of Camp Lebar, but kind of Camp Allura joint,
this is Camp Connor.
Camp Connor, essentially.
Yeah.
And we managed to get Rick Boss down there, and it was that good having him there. And then it obviously continued into the nighttime festivities too.
I think I love that most people probably have no idea that that's Connor's brother.
No.
They just see this young kid just so fucking involved, going, fuck yeah, fuck you, and fuck that.
The heavy thing was as well, because we were standing with him, and Philippe got that first one, the 8.5, and he was there, and he was like, oh, like, what do you reckon? And it was like, and I was like, oh, it feels a bit like an 8 to me. And he was like, oh, no. And I'm like, I don't want to break his heart, because obviously he wants his brother to do so well. And he'd already done well with the semi-final, but the final...
a little bit of goss for everyone. He doesn't put Connor as times 2 on his fantasy team ever.
No, pick him, though.
He goes, he's never really looking that good. or like as good as the others.
Yeah.
I'm like, fair.
Yeah.
He does always pick him.
He does pick. He puts him in his team every time.
Every single time he's in his team. But he wasn't even times 2. I think Ethan was times 2.
No, yeah.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, which is a shame, because they actually matched up, obviously, in the final. Yep. But Steph Gilmore, Luana Silva, ladies final, you have to forgive me here, because we'd actually mass evacuated the beach to find every carton of beer on the Gold Coast to retrieve back.
I would love to know how much that little corner store made over that fucking 5 days.
Well, it was cash only, right, Scrap? Cash only. So they went to go and get beers, because they're like, we need beers, and Scrap rang me in a state of horror and went, it's cash only, and we went, oh no. So I immediately just went up to the surf club and just bought a can, and I was like, well, this will do me for now. And then I got back to the beach, and there was an absolute stack of cases on there. Was with an umbrella over it to hide it.
In the Connor camp, shout out to the Connor camp boys. I think it was the Offends boys. Yeah. And Byron Border Riders maybe getting in there as well. Yeah, there was a healthy amount of piss dropped off on the beach. I think it was about 4 cartons of beers alone, and then there's
some vodka cruises and things like that. Things like that, premixes.
Significant amount of piss, enough to kill you.
Yeah.
All of which was consumed within about an hour and a half.
And yeah, like the ladies' final, Steph Gilmore wins emphatically, 9-5, 7-8-3. Luana, 14 points again. A really good showing from her. Second place, as we touched on earlier. She is now the Lexus leaders. Is it Lexus or G? I think it's Lexus now.
It's Lexus, yeah.
She's wearing the yellow jersey.
Actually, I don't think they can say that for the treble, because GWM is the sole sponsor for the treble.
Right. Well, she's wearing the yellow jersey going in Raglan, nonetheless. Steph, 9.5. That's her biggest score of the event. She saved it for the final. And the Queen reigns supreme once again.
I do feel for Luana. That's 3 finals in a row that she's had second.
Do you know what? The issue for Luana is that the final she needed to win was Margie's, because she had Lakey. And that's one where you put up 14 points or whatever, 15 points.
Ask me that. I reckon she did win that one. But
Yeah.
any hoozle.
If you put up 14 or 15 points against Lakey, 9 times out of 10 you're probably winning the final. It's still not enough against Steph. You need to go bigger and bigger
Steph
again.
at home.
Yeah, and even like not even Steph, like Gabby Bryan, Molly Picklum, Katie Simmers. They get to finals time. It's 15 points plus, and Luana's probably going to find herself. She might make a lot of heats, but her conversion rate in finals might be poor because unless she can do what she did earlier in the event and get 16 points, which she's only done once, so needs to sort of ramp that up if she wants to be winning events. But a second place, she'd be absolutely ecstatic with that. Now the men's final, it was like, it's hard to be disappointed because Ethan won, and no one was losing that final in terms of people on the beach. Like we're all frothing. Camp Ethan was going off. Camp Connor was going off. We all...
And if Camp Ethan, heavy supporters of Connor too.
Yeah, and we like Ethan, you know what I mean? So it wasn't like we were spewing, but...
Nah, I caught up with the lads after and they were like, hugging and shit, and we were like, yeah, that was sick.
Yeah.
It's just like, it was just the way that... it was a tough one.
Yeah, the issue here is for me, I really thought this was Connor's to win. Like, he set this heat up so that he had priority at the right times, and just the ocean completely failed him. He only needed a 6.9, which he'd be getting very easily. And he had about 15 minutes to track it down too. He had a long time needing that score, and he was getting them so easily throughout the event.
There were a few small mistakes from Connor.
Few ways
it looked like he started to get a little bit desperate.
Yeah.
Maybe not desperate's the right word, but a little bit antsy.
Just a few waves he didn't need to go with.
For example, he took off on a wave while paddling back out when he was already 3/4 of down the way.
Yeah,
and it was like weird. There was an opportunity to get priority back. He wouldn't have known at the time. It's hindsight, it doesn't matter. But taking off on a wave at Little Marley, and you'd think you'd have to do one slap and a big punt, or just like be blessed with a miracle, because down there was like really fast. You're not going to be able to like square up.
It tapers pretty quickly down there too. The size of the wave drops off quite significantly.
It was pretty much dead low,
and
it's such a cuppy bowled out section that it gets quite difficult. Most people are doing floaters down there.
And there was that, but like there was a couple of ways he went. He probably didn't need to go, but the thing is, like, completely can understand what he was thinking at the time, because the bank was such that you could take off on a wave that looked like nothing, and then it'd hit the bank, and then it'd go. So he was probably just going, well, I've got pro here. This looks like a set to me. I'm just going to go. And because if I let Ethan go this thing and he turns it into a 9, I'm going to be dead off myself. So tricky waves to read. Ethan probably did a lot of his hard work early on, 6 and 8, 3-3, and it just really set the final up well for him. You know, I think Connor... I was feeling confident for the back 15 minutes going, Connor's going to get the score. And then as time trickled away, you just went, oh, God, this ocean's looking incredibly flat. And, didn't manage to do it. But tell you what, it was an absolute cracker of an event.
It was just, and especially more so for that afternoon. Golden hour.
Yeah.
There was thousands of people on the beach. Everyone had their own little carton kicking around. Yeah. Speakers going. Mm-hmm. There was a lot of weed coming from the Razo camp.
A lot of pot.
Secondhand smoke everywhere.
Yeah. Smelled like a bat sort of
smelled
sanctuary.
like Ballina fucking fair.
Yeah.
That was interesting, but it was just the vibe. The vibe was so, and I hate saying that word because it's just been absolutely rinsed, but it felt so fun to be a part of. There's so much negativity in surf around, everything's fucked and industry's fucked and fuck. This felt so right. WSL, like we said at the start, they fucking smashed it. One thing I do have to address, and if the WSL's listening, the ads, they do need to be addressed. I'll tell you right now, on the broadcast, you missed at least 60% of live action. How many times did we watch a wave go down and because the length of ride was quite long, and you can't see it because it starts to be in line with your line of sight, and you look up to the fucking board, and it's an ad.
For like a good 3 minutes, like it'd be like stay tuned, and it's got the long shot of Snapper down into Rainbow.
What's that?
It's like, just put the camera on him.
What is that?
I don't know, man. Like, I can understand the ad thing. Like, obviously, don't show the surfing during the ad break. If you don't, like, obviously the brands that are paying the money want to have full, like, placement on the TV, right?
Exactly.
But
I'd rather watch Adster.
Yeah, but like if you're gonna just give me a long shot of the frigging comp bank, just point a camera at him, you know. So
It's really weird. And
the other thing with the ads as well, I think Sally Fitzgibbon's on all of them.
I was just about to say, like, I've got a little bit of experience with like TVCs and ad loops and stuff just through webcasts at my old job, and you want variety because if you're watching 8 hours of surfing and you've got 6 ads and you're going to an ad every 5 minutes, it's so monotonous.
Oh,
And they're long and it's actually bad.
yeah. She's on the GWM one.
Boost.
I think they're running Jack at the moment, but watch out because there probably will be a Sally Fitz Boost ad sometime this year. And then there's like a hydration drink. What is the other one? There's another one that she's on too, on that they keep cycling through.
Fair income sheds.
Not that. No, it's like I don't know, whatever the sponsor is. But she featured on at least 2 ads, and I think a bit of variety. At least, I mean, we're going to hear these ads 30 times a day.
Yeah. But it was more they're simply missing out on so much live action.
100%. Dude, there's one.
And I know there's ads, you know, there's certain agreements. Like, there's no doubt in my mind that there is agreements there that says you're going to get an ad at this point in time, and you know, it's going to run for this long, whatever. But it was mind-boggling the amount of times you'd want to see the replay, and it's just nothing.
Yeah. Also, we probably should touch on before we move too far past this, because we kind of forgot to when we went through, but the Vaheen Fieri Katie Simmers heat, the controversy there with the shark. Which we kind of missed, which I just remembered then. You would have seen the video I put up if you follow our Instagram. Basically, Cade Matson early this year was, I wouldn't say a red hot chance of qualifying. It was more of an outside shot, but well and truly in the mix. Found himself very easily in the lead of a heat with not long to go, and ended up a shark was spotted. They pulled them all out of the water, and because it was so late in the day, they decided we'd come back the next day. In doing that, overnight, if they call it off overnight, it means the heat has to be restarted. If the loophole here is if conditions are thought to be,
there's an asterisk
different.
in there,
but like it's just so inconsistent. Like I'd argue
that's completely subjective, not objective, and rules need to be pretty black and white. Right?
Snapper Rocks is probably the one venue where you can kind of fudge it and be like, oh, it's a right hand point, like it's the same wave. But if you ask me, the conditions that they surfed the day before and the conditions they surfed the next day were quite different. The only probably similarity was it is a right hander, but it was bombing.
When can conditions
some of the
technically be the same?
Katie Simmers was like taking off waves with triple overhead and getting smoked, and then to me that's a shocker. Like they need to address that rule, because from people watching,
it's funny. It's never happened in a decade, and then it's happened twice in as many months.
Well, I think last time we talked about it, it's probably not something that ever's going to come up that often. And then sure enough, it happens in the style of heat that the WSL probably were dreading it wouldn't happen in, because there was only 4 minutes left. Katie, there's no way Vaheen was winning that heat. And sure enough, with 4 minutes 50 to go, they call him off. And I love that Vorno pressed him. Yeah. Renato, he said, so we're going to resurf, or is it going to be a resumption of the heat? And Renato was like, yep, no, we're going to resurf in the morning or something. And then Vorno was like, oh, so they're going to restart the heat. And he was like, no, resumption. And then it was like really vague, and you're just going, oh, they're just trying to, not twisting words here, but they're just saying things. And then just going to, as soon as that webcast ended, they were going straight to the meeting room going, all right, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
And sure enough, there was a heat resumption. I do like it in this case, because I think Katie would have been utterly just distraught if she had to surf that heat again. She was doing so well.
Yeah, but so did Cade.
Who?
Cade.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. The comparison there is like it's inconsistent, because Cade fell off tour. Or he didn't fall
Literally the exact same scenario.
Yeah. The only thing there is it was a beachy compared to a right point, and I can see how they've kind of gone, this is a little bit more similar, but I hate it. I think they need to address that rule. And if it goes the next, no matter what, the heat starts from where it finished, and you just set the scale for the day. Like,
or even give them 20 minutes.
Yeah.
With the scores that they had at the time.
Yeah, maybe start the heat again, but you start. I think we've said this before. Start with whatever scores you had.
Yeah, I think that's where we landed as the most fairest
for sure. But yeah, so there's that little bit of extra for you. But I mean, look, Steph Gilmore, Ethan Ewing win the day, win the event. They move himself up the rankings. Steph needed it because she hadn't progressed out of bloody round 1 yet, so she needed that result.
She was almost a dark horse going into that.
You could borderline pick her as a dark horse at our home event.
All right, I've been waiting an hour. Can we please go to fucking fantasy? Yeah, boy. It's taken me 18 months. Probably more. No, less.
Surely you beat me last year.
No.
You didn't beat me at all last year.
Oh, I think I beat you. I beat you when my partner picked the team. Yeah. But if you have been a long-time listener of this podcast, you'll know, for someone with somewhat good experience in all things surf, I cannot pick fantasy for the life of me. But this time around, as I said, I spent a fair bit of time looking at who's going where. We even come up here and surfed before the event, had a look around, checked everyone's equipment, and I seem to have picked the eyes out of it. I jumped from, I think I was around 35,000th in the world. Mm-hmm. I'm now sitting in the 19s.
Really?
So I've jumped up a lot there.
I am. Where am I sitting? I wasn't doing too crash hot either, mate, to be honest. I was doing better than you, but I'm sort of, I'm not where I want to be in the rankings, that's for sure. I'm 6,743rd. So
in the world?
In the world.
That's crazy.
That's not a mate. I'm not that stoked with it.
41 in the world for that event. I'm pretty proud of.
That's crazy.
That's pretty crazy. I know Tato in the group chat said, I got 244th, and I went, mic drop, brother. Here, look at this thing.
And the funny thing was, you got 13th in our league. So there's, in the 41 people that were better than you this event, we've got 13 of them in our league. So they know what they're talking about. And
I don't think we said it clear enough last time. The winner of our fantasy league gets 9 nights at Macaroni Surf Resort.
For not this event.
Not this event. The overall winner.
Overall winner at the end of the year gets 9 nights.
That's meals and hotel package. You have to get your own flights and all the taxes that come with that. But that's around about 3,000 Aussie dollars worth.
Yep.
You're also going to go home with a signed jersey from whoever wins the overall world title.
Yep.
Which is arguably priceless.
You could,
if it's someone exotic at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Like Nadia Aristabe.
Yeah. Maybe it's a Nadia jersey.
Could be a Nadia jersey. Could be a GP jersey.
Well, I mean, I guess we just let whoever wins pick. Do they want the men's or the ladies world champ? But probably not.
Fuck it. We'll ask for both.
Yeah, let's get both.
Thank you, WSL.
Let's get into the top 10. We'll give them a little rundown. 10th to first. So we had SSL Core in at 10th. Scrotium in 9th. The Squid 8th. The Salty Nuts in 7th. The White Kenyan in 6th. Surf Mappers 5th. Wave Warriors 26th. 4th. Lamos Lords 3rd. Taj Mas 2nd. And winning the $300 Motorino voucher. Narrabeen 2101. So again, this is really annoying for us because we can't, like, we don't know your name, so we can't.
Yeah.
Just in general across not this particular person, but like just fantasy in general, we don't know anyone's name. So like,
but we'll put up a story.
Yeah.
So if you do follow us on Instagram, whoever Narrabeen 2101 is, DM us. We need proof too.
Yeah.
Don't everyone to say that they're from Narrabeen.
Yeah.
But DM us and we will get you a Motorino voucher out to you very shortly.
Exactly right. And yeah, just send us a screenshot of, you can pull up like the Largo Podcast League rankings, and then it'll have whatever your account name is up the top of those. So that's how we'll know.
And we've decided we've got one spare $300 voucher from Motorino.
Whoever won Margie's didn't come forward. Sorry. So we have a $300 Motorino voucher to give out. What we're going to do is we're just going to give it to a random YouTube subscriber.
Yeah. We're putting in a fair bit of effort on YouTube. Thank you to everyone who is jumping on board. I think we had 244 subs in the last 2 weeks or something, which is sounds pretty good to me.
Yep.
I'll take that. So thank you to everyone jumping on board there. I say next week we're just going to go through, all our subs into one of these machines on the internet.
What's the cutoff? What day?
Let's go next Friday.
Next Friday.
Next Friday.
When does Thingo start Raglan?
I think it's that weekend.
Should we just go until the start of the Raglan window?
Yeah, we'll make sure it's drawn before Raglan starts. This is going to be an Instagram play for us, so make sure you're watching along there.
Yeah. So what are we doing? Let's give them a date. Friday.
Sure, Friday.
All right, next Friday. If you're subscribed, you'll be automatically put in the draw to win.
Don't have to do any shares. Don't have to send this to 11 friends and go have coffee with us and all that kind of stuff.
Don't have to do anything. Just subscribe and we'll put it in a random generator and we'll pull out a winner at the end. So, and you're going to want to be part of that because we love our Motorino gear. It's bloody good. So, jump in that. Now, we got to do a call out as well. Merch coming.
Merch has arrived. We are waiting on the caps, but Mitchie has just dropped off 15 boxes of glorious merchandise for us to sink our teeth into. So big thanks to Mitch at Made by Plasma for helping us out. This is single-handedly the biggest boost in Largo history for us.
He's given us a chance, mate. He's looked after us, and
he's
we're really
backing the boys.
Yeah, we're really appreciative.
So that we can double down and reinvest and go again.
And hopefully we can back him in as well. Hopefully we can. So like if you're out there, you need any event merch, you need any embroidery or screen printing done, hit up Mitchie because he's a legend and he'll sort you out.
Yep, and go have a look at our YouTube channel right now where we do a bit of a walkthrough of his business there. We show you how it all gets done.
Yeah,
it's not just getting blasted somewhere in some Chinese factory and turns up on your door, like you said.
Yeah.
They actually put time, effort, and care into what they're doing there. They're very meticulous too.
Yeah.
If something's not right, they go again. Make sure it's all Mickey Mouse. So make sure you check out that. And if you are looking for some merchandise, or even just we have crew who have got small businesses and they want to get hoodies made or tees made or caps made. His MOQs are pretty low. Like you don't have to do these huge orders.
No.
He's able to help out anyone. I don't think you can get one tee.
No.
But
maybe get a few more than one.
Yeah, get a couple for your mates. But even if you're a small business and you just need a few, hit him up.
Yeah,
we'll look after you.
At Made by Plasma on Instagram as well. He's got a website also, so look him up on Google. But yeah, look, that's pretty much. Is that all we got?
That's all we got.
We got anything else? I mean, no. We kind of had some listener questions. If you're listening to this now, we did a pod with Bemi and Brad, as we touched on earlier. We asked for listener questions. They then got here. We didn't have a huge window of time with them. And
we're pressed.
The chat we had was so elite. We were kind of like, what do we do here? And we kind of like had to scan through the questions beforehand, kind of picked a couple that were like, all right, let's work this in. But we didn't have a heap of time. So what we've done is we've screen recorded all of your questions for Bemi, because we only really said that Bemi was coming on.
Yeah.
Bemi is just a lunatic, so we're hoping to get him back on at some point, and we might just ask him those questions then. So don't be rattled that if we didn't ask you a question, because it'll come. It's just we had an hour and a half, and like some of the yarns we were getting off him were pretty elite. So stay tuned.
I was devoed that we didn't ask the boys Jack O'Brien's question whether they are hooded or not hooded.
Yes. Maybe. Look. When you got a couple industry big dogs, it's not the type of question, especially when you haven't met one of them. I mean, Bemi would have been all over that question, but Brad was in here. We were like, let's keep it professional.
Let's keep it above the belt.
Yeah, because he's seen some things, Brad, and he's done some things in the industry, and definitely.
Don't want to kick off with, do you have a foreskin?
No, definitely not.
Okay.
So anyway, thanks, ladies and gentlemen, for listening. We will.
Big shout out to everyone who said hello to us too.
Yeah.
Had a lot of people at this event say, "Oh, Largo." Yeah. We fucking love it.
It's pretty cool.
Because we are just two dipshits from Lennox Head just talking absolute rubbish. So it means a lot to us that you guys come and say hello and show some love. Very appreciative.
Yeah, no, thank you very much. So just FYI, it's 9:00 now. This podcast will be out in the morning for you to listen to.
And Finley's feeling like a bag of dicks. Good night.
Good night.